Okay. So you mentioned about 75% being active, and you got that from the 1,000 signups. How will you ensure that those 75%, the 750 members, will in fact be active all throughout the year?
Actually, that 75% of the 100 signups is really a big, hairy, audacious goal for me. But it's a motivation actually to our LC, especially for our TM department, to actually perform better and make these people stay and work for the work for the department, for our organization.
Okay, Gino.
Okay, so you mentioned in your goal that you want to provide 100 team leader roles.
Yes.
Could you give us a breakdown of that and how will that contribute to what you want to strive for in the next term? Breakdown in terms of department, in terms of how is it first term, second term, overall. So could you please tell us?
So for the breakdown, that 100 number will, well, definitely it will come from each department, all the team leaders, because most of them, like for us, what we did this term is some of the LCVPs open application for TLs during the second semester. So there's another opportunity for TMs to apply for TL roles. So aside from that, we are also expecting Tomashan ICers to be involved in the national initiatives again. Like for what we have now, we have many members who are part of the national team. And also, I've mentioned earlier that one of my focus area for the product innovation and management are the events and project management and also the P-boxes. So these projects, and definitely they will have OCs, and these OCs will have, they're open for application, and that will become one of the sources of that 100 team leader roles. And yeah, so this will help us in delivering our promise on delivering a quality and quality ISEC experience to our stakeholders.
Then me, each of you.
I'm not sure if I missed it, but I didn't see a timeline for your plans. Can you walk us through at least per monthly the milestones of the LC as a whole? Like what are the milestones that will happen?
Okay. For the ICX department, of course, the first ICX peak is during the month of May to July. And its second peak will fall under the month of November to January. For the OGX should start working during May to September for the brand building, and also they should launch the project during October to February because most of our realization fall under the summer months, right? March, April, and then May. For TM, for COM, it's our year-round effort. And for ER naman, my plan for ER is, for example, I have my EB-LX already. So we will now have plans for the projects that we will implement for the whole term so that we can plot the timeline on when to market these projects. But definitely, November, December are the dead months for marketing. So those are the months that we should avoid in marketing our products. Although we can still try, but most of companies are having their annual planning during those times. And for TM naman, since we have this brand building made by COM all the year round, so it will support our TM efforts during the recruitment fair on July, if I'm not mistaken. And then it will operate year-round also for the continuous development of the LC, most especially of our team members and TLs.
I think I missed a lot, or you missed a lot, like OGC or exchange, UCDB, even concessions or weapon planning. I don't know, I just feel like, just a comment, maybe not a question, I feel like the naming myself, like operationally, exchange wise. Do you have projects in mind?
Um, yes.
And they'll be the cycles will hit during the beginning of July.
No.
When will they run?
Most likely before the second semester, before the start of the second semester, so that we can plan uh, we can plan properly the projects, and then most of the execution will happen the second semester.
P boxes.
Also P boxes.
So separate.
Yes.
Okay, I have a question. You said that your goal for signups is 1,000 signups, right? Don't you think that's more of a bad thing because of what we experienced in the past? Can you say something about how it's going to affect our operations, our internal branding, and parang kasi what it seems like to me is that if we have 1,000 signups, we'll have more members. So meaning there's going to be more members who supposedly working, but with the current reality that we have a lot of members, but only regular working.
Okay. That's why we have this better engagement with ISEC programs and team member, team leader programs. So, dun pa lang sa ORSEM, we will show them the real culture of ISEC. Kasi I think, isn't it too late for us to show to explain to them the details of how we run the organization during ORSEM lang? I mean, is that kind of late? Kasi for me, I think it's better kung dun pa lang sa first engagement nila with ISEC, malalaman na nila kung ano yung culture talaga ng ISEC and what does really ISEC do, so that they will have, kumbaga, dun pa lang sa time na yon, decision making na sa kanila if they would push through or not with the application. So that if ever na hindi natin ma-reach yung sign-ups, at least we know for a fact that those who actually signed to become a member of ISEC are those who understand what are they going to learn, what they are going to expect in their journey with ISEC.
EJ first, then Gino, then you.
Hi, Guam. Well, first of all, I'd like to say congratulations because I really do admire how you tried again, despite what happened last time. And it shows how much you're willing, what you're willing to do for the organization and what you can do for the organization. Although, my concern is also like somehow the same as like the sign-ups, like 1,000 and like 750 members as well as having 100 DLs. Because I feel like having a lot of members could somehow, if you have 100 DLs and have 750 members, so subtract 100, you have 600. It's assuming that those 100 DLs are like one person each. So maybe if all of the 750 members are active, they'll be having to handle 650 divided by, so it's like 10 people. I mean, for based on experience, handling 10 people, sometimes not all of those 10 people are working because they know that there are 10 people, like 10 other people with them. So my concern is that what do you think? Don't you think that it's pretty don't you think it's pretty hard to have that 100 TLs and then have them, if they do have equal members, don't you think it's pretty hard for them to focus really on their members' development? Because that's what they're supposed to do, right? That's the basic gist of a job description of a TL, to help the member really grow. But then if they have a lot of people to do it with, won't it be a bit more confusing for them?
Okay. I think I can insert the better team leader programs that I am proposing, because in that way they will learn new knowledge, new techniques on handling these members. Pero yes, that's really a big number of team members. But if we're going to look at it in a different perspective, isn't it advantage for us Like for example, proper allocation, allocate most of them in the OGX department and ER department so that we can boost our financial sustainability, and so that for the OGX department we can actually deliver more ISEC products through ISEC experience through exchange.
Yeah, that's great. But then also with yeah, you mentioned ER and like having a lot of members in ER. Although I do think that now that's the problem because I noticed that since they know that there are a lot of them, they're like, okay, she can do that or he can do that, and then some of them won't do anything. So yeah, although I appreciate how you're doing the better team leader thing. Although I really hope it works, especially I think by next year you'll have more old members, so that's great because if I think the problem now is that some of the new members they already applied for DLs, but then they still don't have an idea of what they're doing. So it's not actually a follow up, but then yeah, it's more of like my reaction. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Gino, then you.
Okay, so going back to the quality delivery and also with your goal as the TLs. So if you say that it's 2 terms, so I assume that it's 50-50. So 50 people, 50 TLs in 1 term. So minus na natin yung possible leaving mo, so that's around 8, so that's 42. Eventually, you have 7 departments, so medyo around 6 to 5 TLs per department yung pinaplan mo. My problem is, how are you going to ensure the quality delivery of your supposedly TL program na ganun kadami yun? How are you going to ensure that kind of quality delivery to each and every TL, assuming that it's spread around across the board? So, ano yung plano mo to ensure quality?
I believe the TM department will definitely, kumbaga, they will have a hand on that matter since it's about the team leader program. And actually, in the reality of ISEC USD, if only that we didn't have problems with the TM department at the beginning of our term, I think everything is going to be just in place. Yeah. And in ensuring the quality leadership platform that we provide to our members, it will also fall under with the TM department.
Neo.
Sorry, I'm gonna go back there because based on experience, around 800 to 1,000 sign-ups seems feasible for the realities of USD. But as they move on, nalalagasin sila to around, I'm not sure of the numbers. So at the end, mga 100, 150 na lang sila. Now, if you look at the original 1,000 and subtract 150, that's around 850 if I'm not mistaken. What expectations will you set to those 1,000 sign-ups to make sure na yung 850 na yun hindi maging detractor ng ISEC?
I think if we just do our job right, I think there will be no, kumbaga, if there will be people leaving the organization, hindi naman sila definitely magiging detractors unless we have personal matters and we have failed to accommodate them in some aspect during their engagement with ISEC.
How do you plan to position ISEC within USD as a student organization throughout your term? What is going to be your focus and in the end, what is your end goal? So this is in line with your vision and something that you have mentioned that you have it related to your vision. How do you plan to position ISEC within USD in relation to your vision